Hey guys, so I've been asked to talk about sleep paralysis. What is it? Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever experienced it? Okay, so what is sleep paralysis? Well, when you fall asleep, your brain kind of turns off your, I don't know, call it your muscle on function. So it essentially, your brain paralyzes you while you sleep so you don't act out your dreams, which could be very dangerous. And it's something that clearly doesn't work right in people who sleepwalk, for instance. But when you go through sleep paralysis, you're either in the process of falling asleep or the process of waking up. And your brain is awake, but either your muscle off button clicked on too soon or vice versa. So you're awake, but you can't move. And it's a very, very unnerving, scary thing. Usually, I think sometimes you just deal with the paralysis part. But sometimes you're kind of still in a dream state, but you're aware of your surroundings. So you hallucinate, and it's either called hypnagogic or hypnopompic hallucinations. I think hypnagogic is when you're falling asleep, and hypnopompic is when you wake up. I might have that backwards. I will check and put it on the screen. Doesn't matter. You're hallucinating. So, you know the old painting of like, I'll bring it up on the screen now. The sleep demon where he's sitting. This little demon thing is sitting on her chest. That's associated with sleep paralysis. If you didn't know what was going on, if you didn't know the science of it, you feel like there is a demonic presence at time. You feel a weight on your chest. It's not always. There's different experiences. I've gone through this a lot in my life. But you often feel a heaviness on your chest. I've had it one time when, I had an eyeball right there, right in my face. All I could see was an eyeball. And strangely enough, it looked like my husband's eyeball at the time. If you don't see something, you sometimes just feel a dark presence, or there's dread, this feeling of dread, fear. Sometimes you hear things that aren't there, like footsteps or someone calling your name. So if you didn't know the science behind it, you might think a demonic force was trying to get to you. You might think you were haunted, or you were abducted by aliens. I've had some where I'm clearly in my bed. I know I'm in my bed. And nothing's happening, but I just feel terrified. And I often try to scream for help. And I've had a couple times that I'm in the process of trying to scream when I finally come out of it, and I do get a bit of a yell out. I wrote a lot of information down, and I'm not even looking at it. And that might have helped. It's neurotransmitters GABA and glycine that turn off your muscles. And they turn it off too soon, or they don't turn your muscles back on soon enough, depending on when you're experiencing this. When I was looking it up, it seems for a lot of people it happens in the morning when they're waking up. For me, it is always when I'm going to sleep. Always. I don't think I've ever had one of these episodes where I was waking up. But it typically starts, it starts in your teen years, because it doesn't, I'm not saying it can't happen to children, but what I've read, it typically doesn't. I had my first experience when I was 10, and, you know, puberty was coming, so I don't, but still, I was a kid. I wasn't a teenager quite yet, and that very first experience was weird. I don't think I've had another one like it. I did feel a heaviness, but I was looking up at the ceiling and it started spinning. And as it spun, the room was closing in on me. And in my head, I had gotten up out of my bed to get out of the room before it closed on me. And as I was going through the door, and I mean, it was getting small, I almost couldn't get out. I hit my head, and then bam, I'm in my bed, awake, and I can move. And I'm like, I was so confused, because like, wasn't I just at the door? But that didn't happen. So sometimes for me, when they happen, I'm seemingly acting things out, but I'm not. I'm in bed, not moving. I had one, and it was during a power outage. Everything was as it was. I could hear my son and my husband at the time talking in another room. I was laying down in bed. I had music going through my cell phone, and I only had one earbud in, so I could hear what was going on, because I'm always listening for seizures, because they both have seizures. So I could hear everything, but suddenly the room went darker, and everything just felt, I don't know, just the dread. It was a very real sense of dread. And I finally got up, but I could only make it to the door, and I started to try to yell for them to come help me, because I couldn't get out, but nothing would come out of my mouth. And I kept trying and trying and trying, and when I finally did yell, I was in bed. But other times, the whole time I'm in my bed and things are happening around me while I'm in my bed. Sometimes there's a shadow figure. One time it wasn't a shadow, it was white. So it seemed like I didn't get a feeling of dread with that one. It seemed like a good presence, but I didn't know why it was there or what it was trying to communicate to me. So I was trying to figure that out, but I was also trying to move. So when I'm in my bed, when I'm aware that I'm in my bed, but weird stuff is happening around me, or there's that sense of dread or whatever, I'm always trying to either scream or move. And I found that it's best if I try to move something small like my pinky. And once I can move my pinky, the rest of my hand will start to move, and then eventually I'll come out of it. But usually I want to yell for help, because I want them to come shake me out of it. But I've been going through it since I was 10, so I react to it differently than I did years ago. Usually I know what's going on. And I'd be like, crap, I'm in one of these again. Move. Just move. God, move. And I will be working on my pinky. So, why do they happen? Why do they occur? From what I can tell, it happens in people with sleep disorders, and it's most prevalent in people with narcolepsy. I don't have narcolepsy. I am an insomniac. And I have been since I was a little bitty. Also, it's more apt to happen in people who have mental health issues. And that ding, ding, ding. So, I don't know. They suck. They're scary. If you're in one, try to close your eyes. Don't look. If you're seeing things, close your eyes. Just close your eyes, because the more you focus on the weird stuff you're seeing, the longer you're going to stay in it. Usually, from what I read, it says they can last from 20 seconds to several minutes. For me, it's several minutes most of the time. I don't think I've had a very short one. I've also had one where I kind of experienced exploding head syndrome as well, where you just, out of nowhere, there's just this loud noise in your head. But for me, this one was bad. This one was so bad. It was like 2007, and I was in my bed. I didn't feel well. I remember that. I think I had a migraine. But I had my window open. Well, not the actual window itself open, but I had the blind up, so I could see outside. And I see a car, but I don't think the car ever actually showed up. It was just in my head. The car went away, and at one point, I felt like I was being raped, but I knew I wasn't. I knew nobody was there, but it just felt like I was. And not a fun experience. And then I hear a plane go by overhead, because we do have planes that fly over our house. They're not super low. Where my ex-husband lived years ago, they were low and they were loud. These, you hear them, but they're not that bad. But for whatever reason, while I was in that one, I hear this plane, and I don't know if the plane was really there or not, but it is so loud. It is like in my head, and I already have a migraine, and it just won't stop. And it seems like it lasts for all eternity, but it didn't. It is eventually subsided, but once it did, everything went black. You know how those old tube TVs, when you turn them off, you sometimes see the square, it would go down until it was black? That's what I saw. And there was complete blackness for several seconds, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Am I dying? What's going on? And then I came out of it. So that was like one of the most bizarre ones I've had in my adult years. But years after that, anytime a plane went by, I couldn't stand it. I was like, oh gosh, please hurry, 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 and hold my ears. I didn't want to hear it. I'm fine now, but it took a few years to get beyond that. So, and not that that's the only time. There's been other times I hear just a loud crash in my head. I don't know if that's related to sleep paralysis or if that's something entirely different. I have no idea on that one. I haven't really looked into that one much. But yeah, so these things, have you gone through this? Have you gone through this and didn't know what the heck it was? If you have, and if you didn't, now you do. It's a normal thing. People go through it all the time. I mean, seriously, you can go on the internet and find lots of information about it. There wasn't so much when I looked it up, because I finally looked it up, that incident in 2007. why do I do this? And this one was so bad. What the hell is going on? And it was, it took some researching, but I finally come across something. Now it's just there. Or maybe because I know what to type in, I can find it. Look up sleep paralysis. And if you don't feel like typing that, I can put the hypnagogic and the hypnopompic hallucinations. I'll put that on the screen if you want it. But you can put sleep paralysis with hallucinations, and it should give you all the info you need. It's all over YouTube as well. So you can watch a lot of stuff on it if you've never heard of this before and you've experienced it and you want to know more. It's very interesting. But yeah, back in the good old days of superstition, they thought, a demon had them, or a ghost, or aliens. And I truly believe that a large portion of the alien abductions you hear about is a sleep paralysis episode. I really believe that. I am not saying that there are no such thing as aliens. I didn't say that. And I'm not saying that these people didn't go through something real, or at least some. I don't know. I'm one of those people. I don't know. Anything is possible. But I do believe that there are a large portion that it was sleep paralysis that really happened to them. But they thought they got probed. It's not funny. I'm not trying to make it sound funny, because it's not. That's a terrifying experience. I couldn't imagine thinking I've been abducted by aliens and being tested on in weird, bizarre ways. Whether it happened or it was a sleep paralysis episode, those episodes feel so real. They're vivid. It's because you're awake, but you're not. So it becomes a memory. I know they say a lot of people, when you dream, those dreams fade, and as I'm getting older, that's happening, but I'm one of those people. I remember my dreams vividly, and a lot of my memories are from dreams. I don't know if that's weird, but it's true. And luckily, most of the dreams I remember, because I do have a lot of nightmares, but most of the dreams or maybe I just remember them fondly, so I keep replaying them in my head because I like them. But they're good ones that I've kept with me. I still remember the bad ones, but as I'm getting older, I'm not remembering my dreams as much. I wake up and the dream is there, and I'm like, what was that? What? And I can't fully grab it, and then it's gone. And that aggravates the shit out of me, because I'm one of those weird people that wants to analyze my dreams. They're just dreams, I know, but I always want to analyze them. Like, what the hell did that mean? Or what am I trying to figure out in my head? I'm one of those people. But yeah, even though it's not real, it feels real. It feels very real, and it's terrifying. So if you go through this, and you've never heard of this before, do a lot of research. It'll make you feel better. It'll give you a better handle on things. Like I said, try to focus on moving something small, like maybe wiggle your toes or wiggle your pinky to try to come out of it. Close your eyes if you're seeing things. Or turn towards, if you have a bed like up against a wall, it wouldn't work if your bed is like in the center of the room, because then you would have surroundings all around you. But if your bed is up against a wall, because like me, your bedroom is some people's walk-in closet, try to sleep towards the wall, because there's less for for less surroundings for your mind to like fill up with entities that aren't there. If you struggle with just closing your eyes, but try to make conscious effort to close your eyes. Any other tips I can give you? I don't know. I'll probably think of something as soon as I turn this video off. But yeah, that's what it is. It's just neurotransmitters not working correctly. Turning off too soon or not turning on soon enough. And, you know, we need these things because it's not good. I mean, you've heard of people not only sleepwalking, but sleep driving and sleep murdering. I mean, there are cases out there of like, I killed him, but I was sleepwalking. And you're like, were you really? But, oh, it's also, it's genetic, so if you have someone else in your family that has some sort of sleep disorder, I don't know anybody else. Now, who knows? My sister could be like, yeah, I do that too. I don't know. I've never heard anybody else in my family tell me they've gone through this. I can tell you my mother, she sleep talks. She has full conversations in her sleep, or sometimes she rambles nonsense. But, yeah, she talks a lot in her sleep. So clearly she has some sort of parasomnia going. I think that's the correct term. But yeah, look it up. Know that you're not alone in this weird thing, and you know, if you're stressed, it's more likely to happen, and some medications can make it happen. I think I come to discover that the migraine medication I was on, it would happen almost every time I took it. I'm not on that one anymore, but so that one really bizarre one where I thought I was being raped and then the airplane went by, I was on a certain migraine medication, and I think that's what really triggered that one. But yeah, there's loads of factors. But yeah, I can't give you all the. I mean, I guess I could make a spiffy little bit, but there's so many out there. You can go find. There's a crap ton on YouTube, and they're cute, and they've got cute little drawings, so little animations. So go to YouTube, watch, research, and hopefully that helps you out and you can get a handle on it, or at least understand what you're going through, so you're not quite as freaked out. Because even though it's still not fun, knowing what is happening to me does make it easier. When I was younger, not knowing what the hell was happening, I really, and I do believe, I'm gonna go real quick on this one. I'm somebody that's been all over the map in believing in a God, not believing in God at all. You know, I've been Catholic, atheist, Wiccan. I've just been all over the spectrum. So I did, especially when I was younger, believe in ghosts and demons and all that stuff. So that did not help me any at all. So understanding the science of it has really helped me deal with it better. Still aggravating and not fun, but I at least know what's going on, and know I will come out of it. So I hope this helped you guys in some way. I'll put a few links in the description for you to go watch some good ones that I liked on the topic, and go check those out. And I guess that's it. You know what? My best friend told me of ways to sign off, and here I am going, what do I need to do? I still don't know. I will get this eventually, I promise. But yeah, so I'm going to sign off here. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and please share if you think it'll help anyone. And I will see you all in the next video. I love you guys. Bye.